friends, it's Mrs. Hal again. Today I thought that I would show you how to paint. Now we have a lot of paint at school, but not everybody has paint at home. So I'm going to show you a way that you can make paint with something you might have in your kitchen. So go to an adult in your house, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, and ask them, does anybody in the house drink coffee? I'm going to show you how you can turn coffee into paint. And then we're going to make a picture together. So let's get started. Okay friends, so I'm going to show you how to mix your colors with your coffee. Now we're going to get brown paint out of this, but it's going to be all different shades of brown. So you're going to take a little bit of coffee. And how you get different shades, you're going to start with just a little bit of coffee in the first spot. In the second spot, you're going to add a little bit more coffee than the first. In the third spot, you're going to add a little bit more coffee than the second spot. And in the last spot, you have the most coffee added. You see how each one of my spots has a different amount of coffee. And I'm using an ice cube tray to mix mine in. You can use any container you want. I just thought this was easiest. Now we're going to add a little bit of water. Now the trick is you're going to add about the same amount of water. So we added more coffee each time, but we're going to put the same amount of water in each spot. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of water. See, I'm going to add about the same amount to each place. I'm not sure if I added quite enough. Let's see how it goes here. Let's give it a try. We start with the smallest one first. Stir that one first. Because if you start from the darkest color and work your way back, you're going to add dark to your lighter shades. Okay, so there's the first one's mixed. The second one. And if it seems like it's too thick, you can add a little bit more water to each space if you want. But that doesn't look too bad. Okay, there's that one. And you just mix until all your coffee is dissolved. Can you see that? See how all my coffee is starting to dissolve in the water? Okay, and then there's my last spot. You can see how dark that is. Okay, and I just... Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you what each of those colors looks like. So you're going to dab your brush in, get the extra liquid off. Come down here and you can see that's the lightest shade. Okay, come back into your second shade, get the extra off. You don't want your paper to get too wet, because then if it's too wet, then all your colors are going to kind of run on the page and run together. So there you can see my second color. Same thing. Dip your brush in, get the extra off. Here's our third color. And the last color. This should be the darkest one. Okay? So you can see, and as that dries, it's going to darken up a bit, but you can see how there are different shades on there. Okay? So now we just have to decide what we're going to paint. I think, first of all, I think I'm going to paint my background. You can see I kind of put some tape on here just to show the area I was going to paint in, but you don't have to do that. You can just paint. So I'm going to dip my paint into my lightest color, and I'm just going to do the whole background. And smooth the paint around because it's... And your paper might curl a little bit from getting wet. okay, it's gonna dry. Okay, so I did the whole background, just that really light color. So I think I'm going to make a sunflower. Now, if you add a dark color, that part is going to stay dark. You can't add the lighter color on top, because this is kind of like a watercolor. Have any of you painted with watercolor before? So once you add that dark color, the light color is not going to show up on top of that. So wherever you want your paint to stay light, you don't want to paint there with the dark. Okay, so I think I'm going to make a sunflower. That sounds like something fun right now. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to make a circle for the middle of my flower, like this. See, I'm just kind of moving the paint around and I'm making a little circle. Okay, so it's the middle. And now I want to do the petals. So I'm going to take my third color, get the extra paint off, and I'm just going to start to make like a petal shape. Can you see that? So it's kind of like a V shape, but upside down. So I'm just going to go all the way around my flower and make that V shape. Make sure you keep taking the extra paint off as you add more paint to your brush, so it's not runny, so it doesn't run all together. Okay, I'm about halfway done. Now sunflowers, they have a second row of petals behind the first row. Sunflowers are those really tall flowers and they have all the seeds in the middle. So I'm going to make my first row all the way around the outside. Probably can get one more petal in here, like that. Now, sunflowers have a second row, like I said, and they're kind of tucked behind, but in between the front row of petals. So I'm going to come in behind here and make another. You're only going to see part of that one because it's kind of behind. See? So, okay. So I'm going to keep doing those extra petals. There's another one between these two. Here's another one. Here, another one here. I'm going to kind of go kind of fast and get these painted in there. Okay, so now I have all those. Now, have you ever noticed that kind of toward where the seeds are, it's usually a little darker there? It's like kind of a shadowy area. So let's just add a little bit of shadowy area down around the bottom here. Just kind of brush it on kind of lightly. Okay. Now this middle part is usually really dark around the edges and it gets lighter as you move in toward the middle. So we're going to take our darkest color and we're going to kind of go around the outside edge of those sunflower seeds. Make it a little bit darker. I'm just kind of dabbing my brush. Kind of makes it look like seeds, doesn't it? Okay, just like that. Now we're going to need a stem. I'm going to take my darkest color again. And I'm going to kind of go from the bottom of the flower and make the stem go all the way down. And I got kind of a big stem because it's a big heavy flower. So that kind of that same shape as the petals. We're gonna go kind of a V shape again. Kind of give it a line up the middle. That's where the vein would be of the flower. Okay, and I'm gonna rinse my brush out real quick because I'm gonna use a lighter color in the middle. Maybe the second color of paint that I have. And I'm gonna kind of add a little bit of color to my leaf here. Okay, and maybe we want another leaf on the other side. So I'm gonna use that second color again real quick. In the same V-shaped pattern. And listen guys, I'm not the best painter. I'm better at sketching and coloring than I am at painting. But I like to try. I think it's fun to create art. Okay, so there's my second leaf. And you can keep playing with the shape of it until you get it to look the way you want it to look. Okay, so now I have my sunflower all painted, and I'm just gonna run some lines in the background with a little bit darker paint, just to give it a little bit of a contrast here. Kind of looks like a breeze or something blowing. Okay, so maybe I'll just add a little bit more dark parts in here. I think I want that to be just a little bit darker again. And like I said, you can keep playing with it and adding color to it however you like. I think I'm going to end right there though. But did you think that you would be able to make a picture using coffee as paint? Okay, and then you can see my paint down here where I showed you the different shades. It dried. So you can see what it's going to look like when it's all dry. So I'm going to take my tape off. And you can see where I painted, where it was against the tape. It kind of left a really sharp edge there. It's a perfect square now where I had the tape. And again, you don't have to do that. You can just, if you want to fill your whole page with coffee paint, go right ahead. This is your picture. Okay, friends. So I'll see you again soon.